before you say, "Oh, you're such an attention whore, Jeremy. You left YouTube for like what, a week, and now you're back. What the fuck was that about?" First off, I didn't decide to permanently leave. I'm pretty sure I stated that in my video. I was very disheartened with this whole situation, and yeah, it was really shitty. But I'm back, and I will explain what's going to happen with the channel and what's been going on with me. And we'll start with the second. What's been going on with me? I'm having a lot of family problems right now, and you know, I'm not gonna leave my favorite hobby that takes my mind off of things. And it's just, I like making videos. I don't like all the stuff I make, but I like a good majority of it. I love making disc case problems and canned rants and my Star Wars reviews, my comic reviews. And then we'll get to the comic haul situation in a bit. But, yeah, so when this whole diversity in comics situation went down, and it may still be going down, it's kind of died down since Don came out and apologized, which good for him for apologizing. I made my apology video, he did too. He admits that things weren't handled correctly, and yeah, I will respect Don. Yeah, I think he has respect for me too now, so that's cool. And before all of you all get all butthurt because Don and I have somewhat of a respect for each other, I don't agree with all of that Don said, but I respect him as a collector and I respect him as a YouTuber. I could call him a colleague. I'd call Oddfellow's Thoughts a colleague, and they have two different ideologies on things. And that doesn't matter to me. Just the same as like any other YouTuber. What I do mind is when people just decide to go off and do what I did, but act like more of an asshole and not apologize for it. I don't like that. And a lot of people did that. A lot of people last week were just a bunch of fucking assholes on both sides of the argument. There's a lot of being a dick that went around the whole YouTube comic community. And then there were some really good videos made about this, very calm and collected videos. Some funny videos, some satires. It was a weird time. But what it became after a while was just to me personally, it became this whole thing of, hey, so this diversity in comics thing is kind of controversial with our YouTube comic group, so why don't I join in and add nothing to the conversation and not know what I'm talking about? That's what it became. A lot of people not knowing what they were talking about, just complaining, and they were doing what I was doing, and then they were acting like assholes when they were wrong about things, and it was awful. It was so terrible. It got to the point where as much as people were unsubscribing to me, I was unsubscribing to people. It was just unpleasant. And this leads me to my thing that's my biggest change that's happening to this channel. I will not consider myself part of the YouTube comic community because I don't consider there to be really a YouTube comic community anymore. Howler Mouse said it best when he was like, yeah, there's all sorts of people play in different areas, and that's cool. It is cool. But when one group shoves ideas down their throats and then another group rebels, and it's just really, it's not good. And granted, diversity in comics is completely okay. The only reason I didn't pick up Lady Thor, and I didn't pick up Captain America with Falcon as Captain America, was I wasn't picking them up before, and they just didn't interest me. Now, if Punisher was a woman, I would have picked it up, because I'm a fan of the Punisher. I put up with a lot from the Punisher. Edmondson's Run's trash, and I still pick it up, though it's getting a little iffy. But Punisher should be ending soon with this whole Marvel reboot, so I don't fucking care. It won't be much longer. But I have no problem with diversity in comics, and I don't have a problem with people disliking diversity in comics and wanting things to stay the same. There's people wanting things to stay the same happens all the time. We live in a society that updates yearly. We have each company releases a new phone every year. Apple has made like iPods, and they call them generations, and they're only 1 year. So we live in a world where everything's fast-paced, and granted, there's going to be people who complain and they don't like change. And that's fine. You know, and just don't pick up new stuff. And lots of people in the YCC I know do that, like Vin Crew, for instance. He doesn't pick up very many new books, or at least he doesn't show them off in his halls. But the guy, he has what he wants. He has his niche, and he's sticking with it. And my niche at the moment, I'll get into that, is I am really into Star Wars right now. That's what I'm focusing most of my funding to. You see that back there? That's now entirely a Star Wars shelf, with the exception of there's a couple Dark Horse Omnibuy there that haven't just been lazy. I haven't taken them to the new shelf. Yes, that's right. I got a new shelf. I got a new shelf the day after this whole fiasco went down, and I was actually putting it together while everyone was tearing my videos apart and being negative and blacklisting me, to my knowledge. That's what it came off as. Even though I apologized, you people don't watch my apology video, so fuck you. You want to go off half-cocked, just why don't you look at the whole story? But yeah, I digressed enough. But so this leads me to my hauls. I decided decided this actually before this whole Can Rants thing went down. I decided when I was going to talk about in my February wrap-up, which this has kind of become my February wrap-up, I decided, hey, I don't get a lot of stuff anymore. When I do get a lot of stuff, it makes for a great haul. But hauls can be boring when you just have you're picking up the same title each month, and there's nothing to add to it. I mean, there's only so much I can add in where I'm out of money. So I decided, several YouTubers, they don't release videos every Wednesday, and they seem to be doing fine. I'd like to do a monthly comic haul and then add it to my wrap-up. Make my wrap-up more interesting, because my wrap-up, if you didn't see my January one, I think I got like 1 or 2 things. It wasn't good. So that's just my take on that. So I now have to write a list and keep track of things, and that's just more work on my end. And I think overall it'll be a more entertaining video for all of you viewers who subscribe to my channel and they like my comic stuff. But here's the thing, my demographic's really changing. Specifically because I'm so involved in a lot of these Facebook Star Wars groups. A lot of you are Star Wars fans that want to hear about my Expanded Universe reviews, and there will be more of those. In fact, I'm finishing up Republic Commando Hard Contact. Sorry, it's dull. I just have to have something in my hands to keep me thinking. And so I'll be doing that tomorrow. So, yeah, I'll still do the Star Wars reviews. It won't be weekly, though. I've discovered I don't read nearly fast enough. And this one just kept being pushed more and more back because I thought I needed to have a Sunday quota for all of my books. Everything had to be reviewed on a Sunday. And then I also got to thinking, hell, I have this huge backlog of stories. And all I've been reading is Star Wars. And, people are, granted, I have Star Wars fans, but I also have science fiction fantasy fans, too, that watch my videos. And to put a feeler out on my Aliens Fire and Stone review, which was actually made for Django's new group, Crossroads of the Omniverse, I think that's the name of it. And, I made it for that, and I think it's done well for one of my videos. I mean, it has to be me screaming in order for it to do incredibly well. And I didn't really scream in that, and I didn't need to scream in that. So, yeah, I'll be doing more stuff. I'll finish up Fire and Stone. That's on the top of the list. But there's talks of reviews with friends still. Talk to Cody. Once he has some free time, we're going to be doing a follow-up to our Walking Dead review, which I love personally. I'll link it down in the description below if you haven't seen it. On par with my review with Devin'sComics, D&J reviews. Who knows when we'll do another one of those? It's still on the table. He's just really busy right now, so I'll let him decide what he wants to do with that. Can rants will still be a thing. I have one that I really want to do on Monday. One that hit home really bad. And yes, it will be another Star Wars can rants. I'm not going to say what, because there's plenty of things to rant about with the Disney Star Wars. But, yes, there'll be a new can rants. I have I have like at least 5 disc case problems all planned out. And I'm excited for those. I'll start those up next week. Actually, the week after. I might do one next week. It'd be a little unorthodox and have 2 rant-esque videos. Anything else? Oh, I was on Minox Nest again, and good luck, Tristan, editing that. Yeah, we went off topic a whole lot. It was pretty fun, but I don't know how well it will sound when it's done. It was fun, though. I love being on Minox Nest. I've been on this would be the 3rd one I've been on in a row. And I love being on there. It's so fun. Great guys on there. And yeah, that's pretty much my video. Oh, one last thing. I noticed my subscriber count has been climbing up lately. And if you are subscribed to me, whether you just subscribed to me or you've been subscribed to me for a long time, if you don't like my content and you just feel like you have to watch my videos, I'm completely fine with you unsubscribing. You know what? If you don't like my videos, go find someone else's videos that you do like. It's not nice to live in the negative. I mean, I have my little Can Rants character who complains about shit, but I don't complain about things all the time. I love liking things. And that's what... And granted, my last 3 Star Wars reviews, I didn't really care for what I read. But that's going to change. I'm going to balance the good and the bad out. And, yeah, if you don't... Even if I know you in real life, and you really don't care for my work, and you don't care for me, that's doubtful if you actually talk to me in real life. If I kind of could tell if we talk to each other in the real world, and you don't like me, I probably won't talk to you, just to save you the trouble of having to deal with me. But if you don't like my videos, and we're friends in real life, and we talk to each other on a regular basis, completely fine to unsubscribe. I won't be hurt. And you know, I've lost so many subscribers lately. I'm tired. I'm not gonna get hurt over subscribers. Even though I don't have that many, it doesn't bother me. If you don't like my videos, unsubscribe, or don't subscribe if you're not even subscribed in general. Completely fine with me. Anyway, guys, I'm back, and one last thing. Just because I don't consider myself officially in the YouTube comic community doesn't mean I'm going to stop watching comic videos for people who are in the YouTube comic community. I'll still be watching Oddfellow's Thoughts, Comic Book Addict 87 Boba Fett, Dark Knight, Devin'sComics, you name it. If I unsubscribed to you after this bullshit last week, it's probably because you were being an asshole, you brought nothing to the table, and I kind of lost respect from you. Which is completely fine if you don't have any respect for me. I'm completely okay with us not liking each other. Well, let's just not talk to each other. I still respect a lot of people out there. And, yeah. I'll still make comic book videos occasionally, just not hauls. Or hauls once a month. Show off what I got. Yeah. Although, I have to say one last thing. Tristan and Dylan, for the love of fuck, I will not read Marvel Star Wars #3. You can't pay me to do it. If you give me a copy, I'll just put it in my short box and not look at it. Or I'd sell it when it becomes a hot commodity, which I doubt. I doubt anyone's going to like this Marvel Star Wars story in the long run. I doubt anyone's going to like this new canon. Because apparently, after Revenge of the Sith, technology ships just get smaller. Because apparently in Rebels, you can fit 3 people in the cockpit of a TIE fighter. Even though in the original Star Wars, they actually say that's a small one-man fighter. So, I don't know. And apparently they're still using X-Wings 30 years later in Star Wars 7. Only they look more pointy. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. You know, in the EU, they got rid of X-Wings after a while. And a lot after, especially before he even hit the 30-year mark after Jedi. So, have a nice day, guys. And remember, IGN sucks. And I'm back. Have a nice day. I can't end this with any more stuff. Goodbye.